I also wanted to mention Professor Eric Johnson, who's on the call. He's on sabbatical, but has graciously joined us. He's also a faculty teaching fellow into the Pitt degree, among many other hats at ASU. We were to have someone from the New America Foundation be present with us. We thank them for their contribution to Pitt. Again, without them and the strong Pitt UN network that Dave was mentioning, we would not be at this point that we are, where we are talking to industry about how to incorporate Pitt degrees and Pitt flavors into the workforce, both large and small business. So what we have is actually what I would say someone in practice in Jumana Abu Ghazaleh of Pivot for Humanity. I mean, I was struck by the name the first time I saw it, but she's Pitt through and through. Whenever I conceive of Pitt, I actually don't think of the mega big large corporations, although my deepest hope is that we can embed Pitt scholars into those areas. But I want to hand off to Jumana to tell us about her endeavor in Pivot for Humanity. Thank you, Jumana.
Thank you, Katina, for having me. I'm so honored and privileged to be here, and so excited to witness this day one of innovation, which is, a lot to look forward to. I think, this gives me hope because we're creating future leaders. You are creating future leaders, and the world needs them. We need them. I need them. And the way I think of public interest technology is that it's not really a subset of technology. It's not do-gooder technology. It's not, as you said, Dave, there are plenty of different names for it, but it doesn't, it's not a small thing. It's not mission-driven. It's not cause-driven. It's not, social justice warrior technology. Public interest technology, as I see it, as Pivot for Humanity sees it, is technology that works for the public, period. End of story. And who is this public? This public is you, it's me, it's your neighbors, classmates, parents, cousins, it's family, it's people who live on different continents, it's the children of migrant workers, it's our favorite teacher, it's our childhood best friend. Technology's reach is vast, very vast. We know this. We build for scalability. The more people use a piece of software, the more successful it is deemed, and the more people, the more people use it, the more frequently they use it, the higher the valuation. That's just the context we live in. So instead of building exclusively for narrow business goal-driven personas, we ought to consider how other untargeted audiences might use our products, with the unintended consequences that this might generate, because they will. And the consequences we have all seen have been dire, no matter how unintended they are. We ought to start building for the public. So what if we built Pivot for Humanity? One of our questions is, well, what if we built software as though we knew for a fact that someone we love, someone we care about deeply, someone we would never want to hurt would be using it? Someone real to us. Think of a child or a parent or a grandparent, perhaps. What might we have done differently? Would we be on the verge of what some researchers consider a tech-fueled mental health crisis among teenagers? Would Facebook be experimenting, as they do, with making sadness and depression contagious among their users? Is that the kind of technology we would be creating if we assumed for a fact people we really care about would be using it? And what about the flip side? What if we built software with the assumption that it would be used by someone with terrible intentions, someone we feared? YouTube's recommendation engine, recommendation algorithm has fueled the spread of neo-Nazi adjacent content for years. It would be really hard to imagine that being the case if we built around the worst case use scenario. So what about this instead of how we build today? What about public interest technology that considers that what if the person we love, the person we most love and the person we most fear were using the same tool at the same time? That's how we build public interest technology in our view. We build it by planning for that technology to be used both by our favorite person and our worst enemy. Public interest technology is an acknowledgement, I think, and a celebration of the fact that our tech tools hold immense social, political, economic, and health consequences for billions. And it's also a demand that technologists, all technologists, take that opportunity and responsibility very, very, very seriously. The end user, we think at Pivot for Humanity, is not just an end user. We can hurt the end user. And the end user, importantly, can hurt us. Humanity, all of humanity, is the end user. A couple of years ago, I founded Pivot for Humanity with the goal of encouraging and supporting a new breed of technologists that understand the context in which their creations will be deployed, who care about the consequences of these technologies, and who demand the right to profit without having to leave their conscience at the door. The next generation of iconic technologists, that is to say the people in this room, who are going to be attending this program, will show the world that the best technology, the most successful technology, the most admired technology, and yes, some of the most profitable technology is technology that serves the public and serves it well. Thank you for having me.
I'm so moved, Jumana, that your talk encapsulates what we feel in this program, but you said it so eloquently that I don't think I could even do it justice to try and summarize.
You're very kind. I'm very inspired by all the work that you're doing.
I'm very, very touched. I know the team is here. I know the students are. And while I've made a fundamental error in not allowing Q&A for you, what I would like is for people to ask Jumana in the chat window questions and for her to be able to send contact details out via that chat as we go on after this wonderful keynote that has set the scene. Thank you for all you're doing at Pivot for Humanity. It gives me so much hope, Jumana.
Thank you.
Thank you.